September 5th, 2016.
Hello out there, and welcome to the pilot for the Decibel Boost Podcast, the official music podcast for the website Surreal Resolution. I am your host, Robert, and with me, I have my co-host.
Hello, I'm Alex, and I'm a music guy, just like him.
Yes, we are both music people. Gentlemen, if you would prefer.
Yes.
Alright, so I suppose we should probably kick, this podcast off with some formalities. So, Alex, how you been?
I've been well. And you?
1 year later. Hello, and welcome to the Decibel Boost Podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution, where it's our 1 year anniversary! Woo! I'm your host, Robert, and to celebrate, I'm getting blasted on grain alcohol. Right, juice! And with me, I have...
I'm Alex, and I have, Mountain Dew here. Woo!
And...
I'm Mark, and I just came here.
Forced them out for one's homies.
Yeah, man. Pour one out. I'm actually not pouring one out right now because the lid's still on. Yeah, I can't let this Bacardi Big Apple rum go to waste. I don't even know why I have this in my mini fridge. I think a friend of mine left it here after a party once. Weird. But yes, you heard that right, folks. Around this time last year, I believe approximately September 2nd, if we're getting super precise, was the very first pilot episode of this fucking bullshit that we do every week. Back when it was just me and Alex. It wasn't even until the next episode after that we brought in the Mac 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
The Mac 2.0. But yeah, this is obviously a big event. This is going to be a fun one. I think we got quite a bit of interesting stuff to talk about. Songs, news topics, and then afterwards we're just going to, bullshit a bit about our favorite times of the podcast, and maybe even talk a bit about how shit goes on here in this little weird operation of ours. But before we begin, let's start with the formalities. So, gentlemen, how have you all been?
More of the same, more as usual. Can't complain all that much.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, at least are they giving you days at work? They're
I've gotten days, and I've made like $80 in tips in the last 3 days, so yay, I'm gonna be in the black.
$80? You could, buy a special edition of, a Nintendo 3DS game with that kind of money.
Yeah, but, I gotta pay bills first.
Well,
Bills.
Well, does Metroid 2 on 3DS count as a bill? I'm sure you could use some legalese to make that a bill.
No, but, my water does count as a bill.
Oh,
Ooh.
Right. And what about you, Mark?
Well, funny you mentioned, I actually had I was actually out of town for the weekend. For the weekend. I went to Georgia to visit a family of mine, and I'll say this, I actually went to Dragon Con for Sunday only.
Ooh,
I'm going for
nice.
I'm going for Sunday only. But yeah, it's my first time going to a con and all. Although I gotta ask, do they have panels and stuff I know it's around 3 hotels. You got one in the Hilton, there's one say at the Hyatt, the one at the Marriott. There's a lot of walking around. Maybe just me, maybe because I'm new to this whole shit, but it's damn, this shit got turned after a bit.
Yeah, I've been going to cons since about high school or so. Usually just the 1 or 2 cons that are in the area, so I know a thing or two about walking.
Yeah, I will say this though, nice cosplay. I saw a lot of cosplayers that do here. I saw I saw from the Rick and Morty cosplay, Gravity Falls cosplay, anime cosplay, a whole lot of fucking cosplays. Is what I'm saying. There's a lot of them all around the area.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, hey, I just realized, wasn't the Tsunami crew at Dragon Con this weekend?
Yeah, they were.
They were. They were at Friday. I said I went Sunday.
Aw, they didn't linger around for a couple days. Damn, that's sad.
Maybe one day I'll pop my con cherry. Maybe one day.
Yeah, well, got my pop at last, although it got me tired as hell.
Yeah. And since I'm a broke-ass mofo, I can't do much cosplay aside from, Shinji Ikari or Yuri Katsuki. But that's okay, I can pull it off.
Or Baby from Baby Driver. You just need, the sunglasses and, some random jacket out of your closet.
That MP3 player.
But people at an anime convention won't understand that. They won't understand Shinji Ikari and Yuri Katsuki, though, but... Yeah,
are you sure?
It doesn't take much to pull that off.
When I went to SuperCon, I saw at least 2 people who were pulling off the Baby Driver thing. Displaying the old school iPods loud and proud.
Okay, that's the difference between Miami and Charlotte. People in Miami have culture. People in Charlotte don't know a damn thing about anything.
Only specific parts of Miami. Everything else is just kind of Dolla.
Oh, yeah, the Dolla, right.
That still exists.
Well, he's obviously still has a career, apparently.
Oh.
But anyway, as for me, well, I managed to get back out to the movies this past weekend. I actually found a theater that was showing A Good Time. And it was a very, very uncomfortable time. Really good movie, and the soundtrack works even better in context, especially that Iggy Pop song, which, I swear to God, if they don't nominate that for Best Original Song at the Grammys, I'm gonna shit a brick. But yeah, good movie. It was my mom's birthday, so we ended up going to, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday. There was, this little sort of, plaza area, short walking distance from, the hotel room they were renting. Lots of restaurants and tacky tourist attractions and stuff. And, of course, there was food eating. Lots of food. And also, I saw the series finale of Twin Peaks, which annoyed me a bit as I was watching it, but after sleeping on it for a bit, I think it might actually make sense to me, but this is not the place to go into Twin Peaks theorizing.
Yeah. This is the point where we go, wow, Brand New had a #1 album on the Billboard 200, and so did Lil Uzi Vert. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, him.
Not to mention, he released an actual music video for EXO Tour LLIF 3.
Jeez. The 2 surprise albums nobody saw on the release calendar, #1. Who would have thought?
And yet, for some reason, it couldn't work for Avenged Sevenfold. Hey-o!
Oh! Yeah.
But
let's look at the album.
But anyway, outside of that, just also been playing a lot of Okami, finally. Is there any reason why the wolf can't swim? Is it a paint thing, or is there just a thing where wolves just can't swim? Honestly, it's bugging the shit out of me.
I guess that's a rule of games. If there's ink, you can't swim. Just look at Splatoon.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. That at least makes sense, because they actually explain it, they're ink, they can't swim. But we're talking about, a wolf who's, part god, so, what sense does that make?
I don't know. Hideki Kamiya. That's my answer.
If you say so, pal. If you say so. But anyway, that's enough of the bullshit. Now we gotta get into the new song discussion for this week. We got, 13 songs or so?
Mm-hmm.
Another dozen, but only a dozen plus one.
Baker's dozen. That's what they call it.
Remember, all the good stuff's coming out now.
Yeah, so let's just get right into it. And of course, as always, there's a playlist down in the description if you want to listen along with us and check out all this fine music. So, starting right from the top, we have a new song here from everyone's favorite depressing Swedish sad boy, Young Lean. That guy who releases music and stuff. It's all sad and stuff. Sad boy crew for life.
I remember, he's that guy that was on the Adult Swim singles program once. Back in, I think it was 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, at first I know who the fuck he was, he's Swedish.
Yeah. So he just kind of released a new song out of the blue called Red Bottom Sky, which, it's every bit as slow and ethereal as most else things I've heard from him, but it sounds slightly more positive. I guess this is what you would call, drowsy positivity or whatever the fuck.
So obviously pop rap.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Yeah, I got much to say about this one. Like, yeah, I think this is, I guess Young Lee's sort of shit. Like, I mean, based on what I heard from him, which isn't much, is like, okay, like, cause I've read like one reference of where, like, I think him and his crew, there's a shooter at one of his concerts before. Like, I read that when I was looking at the lyrics on Genius. I was like, oh shit, that happened? I think it was one, like, and I think what I get from him is like, maybe some sad things to tell about him fall for some girl or him fall for some girl or some shit, which I did get from it a bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we don't have much to say here other than it's sad boy shit. So if you're a sad boy, there you go. And moving up next, we have a new single from, the guy with the weird name, Dolla. I'm not doing the joke this time because fuck it. This one from his upcoming Beach House 3 album coming out who the fuck knows when. It's a song called So Am I, and it features Damian Marley and production from Skrillex. I guess Skrillex is doing dancehall now?
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah, well, since all the wub dub dubstep thing is sort of passe nowadays, you have to broaden your horizons a little bit.
Yeah, and I will say, like, knowing this blues by Skrillex and hearing the sound of it, it doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I do sense there's that dancehall shit in there, but like it's a bit EDM, but like Alex said, less more, it got a bit of some EDM stuff in it, but not like it doesn't overtake it.
It's not obnoxious,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about this other than like, and this is literally just the notes that I have here in my thing here. Sure sounds like Skrillex doing dance hall, and is the taco bar on the Lido deck still open? This is like the shit you hear on like the front deck of the cruise ship, Yeah,
I mean, and it seems like any Marley sibling has been doing a lot of shit lately since him and who's the other guy that did the Katy Perry song way back?
Skip Marley?
Yeah, him.
A lot of Marleys out there. So, yeah, this song is just kind of whatever. But moving on to something that's not just whatever, we once again have the second release single from Australian prog metalers the Obliviscars from their upcoming October 27th release, Earn. And this one is apparently part one of a series of songs titled Earn Part 1, and Within the Void, We Are Breathless. And yeah, once again, this is just a crazy, just sonic journey through all kinds of different palettes and textures and shit. So definitely once it takes a bit to build. I mean, it does kind of start off, but like it obviously builds to a much faster tempo, like at about a minute in, where there's a lot of crazy guitar tapping and some very discordant violin notes that are just kind of being like sawed out. And then afterwards, it definitely picks up even more speed once things get more blast beat heavy. I definitely noticed that the violin lines here are definitely more pronounced than they were on the previous song, Intravenous. And the drums, even like during the fast and the slow parts, they have a lot of prolonged like tom rolls. Like it always seems they come up at like the oddest part of the rhythm and they just kind of draw out like longer than you would expect. But again, it's a lot of really cool drum work on there. You can't even really complain about that kind of shit. And then things definitely get a lot more faster and almost kind of like more like tech death metal at around like 4:15 or so. Again, this is just all the crazy shit, just all thrown at you at once. You gotta like go listen to it. Again, Obliviscars is good. You need to listen to them. You're dumb if you don't like them.
Okay, I guess I'm dumb then, because I'm just gonna say the same thing I've said before. Great instrumentation, but those harsh death metal vocals just don't work with the prog metal musicality on display, and I'm trying to wrap my head around why I just can't get into it. I think it's just, it's a blend of two different styles that don't really match together, as opposed to, say, some of the heavier stuff from Periphery, where there's a lot of harsh guttural vocals from Spencer Sotelo. combined with some of his more lighter vocals. He has a good way of approaching that kind of vocal mix, but I can't say the same for these guys. It's just, it doesn't work for me. I don't know why. It doesn't.
Well, see, I can tell you why it doesn't work for you. That's because you're dumb and your brain is made of poop. I mean, you are friends with Tyler after all. That's bound to happen. And that is a Tyler roast. Oh!
Whatever.
But moving on to the next song on the list. Okay, so synthwave has obviously been on the up and up in the past few years. And actually, my gateway into the genre, I think there was a Metal Sucks Synthwave Sunday article about this. It might have been the first one they've ever did, actually. It was from a French producer, I believe, named Dan Terminus. His 2015 full-length album, The Wrath of Code, which was, oh my god, it was so goddamn good. And heck, he's considered one of, like, the, for lack of a better term, the big four of modern synthwave alongside, Carpenter Brute, Perturbator, and Ghost. And it seems like Mr. Terminus is at it again, having announced a new album for November 10th called Automated Refrains. So I'll have something to listen to that day instead of a certain other album that we'll get to later. So he's released the first song from the album called Margaritifer. I hope I'm saying that right. My first instinct is, I almost wanted to say like Margaritifer, like a machine that makes margaritas, like some fucking South Park Randy Marsh shit, but nah, this is some fucking crazy shit. Like, it comes right out at you with the super menacing robot voice, and then as soon as the fucking driving synths and drums come in, it's just a constant stream of things that are constantly interrupting the mix. Like, there's these sort of pockets of sound where it sounds like the beat is getting sucked into the void, lots of bleeping keys and synth runs, these twanging sort of synthetic bass notes, and just electronics that sound like they're just being, like, flung at you all over the place. Fucking cowbells, guitar-like synthesizers. It's just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you at once. But then once it actually gets to the halfway point, the things sort of start to pull back just a little bit, so that way the song can have a more consistent flow, kind of like, like you're taking on a journey through some weird kind of cybernetic wasteland or whatever. The synths become more sparse. You definitely hear, just more of the melody and get to hear it, like, build and crescendo before, like, the last minute or so when it gets to more, back to the driving tempo. This is just so good, man. I am so looking forward to this. This could very well be some, like, end of the year, best albums of 2017 shit. Just hype all around, man. Excuse me, I need a sip of water after that.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what I was expecting from this, given that it was linked to a page from Metal Sucks, but yeah, I can't say I'm too deep into the whole synthwave genre. Maybe if I watch Stranger Things, I'll start to get into it, but yeah, this is a type of music I still have to get my feet wet to really get into.
Well, if it helps, I think Dan Terminus' first album is like a name your price download on Bandcamp, which basically means free 99.
Yeah, but you gotta be courteous and give at least $1 because you don't want to be a dick.
Plus, it gets you unlimited streaming on the Bandcamp app, and you can download it in FLAC, which I'm told is all the rage these days with the kids.
I'm more into ALAC more than anything else because, Apple.
Of course you are. But anyway, moving on to, of course, the Adult Swim portion of the broadcast. So, of course, last week's Adult Swim single from Mr. IDK, who I guess isn't calling himself JIDK. I guess there's a lot of J rappers out there. I don't know.
Let's see, Jay-Z, J Electronica, hold up, how many motherfuckers named J? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, they got a new single out on the Adult Swim singles. It's called Baby Scale, and like his namesake. I don't know much about IDK.
Well, his name actually stands for Ignorantly Delivering Knowledge, which he certainly does do on this song, I will admit.
Oh yes, definitely. Especially lyrics like "Baby Scale me bounce, Gabby Double is a rap, the country's nigga that can teach on trap," which he does because half of the song. You do get this trap beat. You get the trap beat at near the half, and it's like this motherfucker can rhyme. This motherfucker can rhyme on a trap beat. This, okay, like it's just him doing this thing, rapping, rapping all kinds of shit, and it's like, this dude is actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a very aggressive, forceful flow, and like the entire song is just him asserting that he's gonna be like the next big thing, and just hearing the way he just flows and like rides the beats like no one's business. He certainly is a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, we should probably take notice of Mr. IDK.
You will know now. Wow, that was a terrible pun. I apologize.
Okay, let's look into let's look into the next Adult Swim page of this notebook. You know what notebook I'm talking about.
The Death Note? I still haven't seen that movie, by the way.
Oh boy. Okay, let me get on subject. Yeah, Doom released another track off his missing notebook rhymes, program thing. Which is called Notebook 3, even though it's the 4th track. Which is kind of confusing, but fuck it, let's just get it. Okay, but fuck it, like, at first I don't know about this beat, I don't know who produced it. I think in the song, Doom said he made a shout out to Danger Mouse. Like, from the beat of it, it sounds like something I think Danger Mouse would make to Doom.
Yeah, I believe it.
And I will say when the rhymes, like, he writes a lot of stuff about the show Chips. Because, like, he mentioned that in Eric Estrada and all that shit. Good thing he didn't mention that crappy movie that no one saw.
Ew. Oh, right, that was a thing.
Yeah, and no one cared about it.
Yeah, but this is, it's a fairly standard track. There's that kind of acoustic guitar beat with, like, the weird winding bleeps and blips all around, and I'm not usually great with interpreting Doom lyrics, but this almost sounded kind of meta in a sense. Like, it almost kind of sounded like he was rapping about himself and his journey into becoming the rapper he is now.
Yeah. Yeah, with stuff like a spastic song called Looney when you spit a tune sarcastic as Paul Mooney. Okay, this thing about Doom around.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking of a rapping Paul Mooney.
Ah.
I miss Paul Mooney.
I have no clue who that is, sadly.
Now you watch Chappelle's show?
Shit. I should... Paul Mooney. Fuck, why am I blanking on this? But we...
Nicodamus.
Oh, right. Nicodamus. Right. Sorry about that, but anything else? Dad, or...
No. This track is pretty. It's pretty standard. Like it's a good track. Like all stuff I heard from like I liked. It was like, this one's I'll listen to it, but not like it's okay. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Yeah, just about perfectly solid. So now moving on. Dyscarnate released the second single from their upcoming September 15th release with All Their Might. This one with the very apocalyptic sounding title of Traitors in the Palace. Ooh, it's all ominous and creepy. And yeah, when it opens up, like, this song starts off very dramatic. Like, it's this slow, very steady, big sounding groove. And as you listen to it and you listen to the lyrics, which thankfully they were very handy in providing a lyric video for this. Thank you, Dyscarnate. The lyrics are kind of like this sort of almost apocalypse-like scenario, almost kind of like a biblical apocalypse, because you're like hearing this scenario of like, there's sort of this king who's trying to deal with traitors in his palace, but everything sounds all like accursed and occult and like, again, apocalyptic, because that's the only word I can say to describe this song, because you listen to how the grooves and the lyrics all bounce off each other. This is apocalyptically heavy, especially as it begins to pick up more and more, like around like a little more than halfway through, the drums and guitars finally begin to like chug more at a faster pace, and then the last 30 seconds are just even faster and more aggressive. This could very well be Death Metal Album of the Year right here. I'm calling it here. This could very well overtake Dying Fetus.
In the word of Ziltoy the Omniscient, indeed, this is strong as crap. The second single is just as strong as the first. It's super hard and aggressive in your face with tight metal mastery. Make way for the king. All hail.
Make way for the king. That's not how they actually sing it in the song. I just felt like saying it.
Yeah.
Plus, I have it written in my notes in all caps, so. But moving on to a song that sadly is kind of the exact opposite. So, in case we didn't mention it here, or I guess the more specific details of it. So, it turns out that Cold Dark Place project from Mastodon, you know, the one they were teasing on social media, is going to be a 4-song EP coming out September 2nd that features a bunch of recorded songs that were apparently recorded around the time of both Emperor of Sand and their previous release, Once More Around the Sun. So I guess stuff they had left on the cutting room floor. They released one of the singles from the album, Toe to Toes, and I forget what the article said. I think they said this is from the sessions of Emperor of Sand, and oh boy, I'm glad they left this one off, because this is so corny. Like, this sounds like it was basically the B-side to Show Yourself. It's just that same kind of really, like, poppy, alternative, hell, not even alternative metal, like, alternative rock kind of verses and choruses. Like, this is just so, like, this has... Is there, like, a way I can tell you how cheesy this is with... I don't know, man. This is just... I don't have words for this. This is kind of frustrating, to be honest.
So I guess I'm the odd one out and I actually liked it, huh?
I guess.
Yeah, well, I'll say I wasn't expecting this to be like a major key kind of rock ballad kind of song, but you know, for what it's worth, they pulled it off pretty well. So, yeah, pretty good stuff.
I'm just so disappointed, man. Like, do I have to go back in a time machine and warn me in high school that Crack the Sky really is as good as it's ever gonna get?
You say that, but we have worse stuff to get to down the pipeline here.
Right, so we have a song that was just kind of lame here, and now we have a song that's, well, at the very least, kind of hilariously bad if you squint at it long enough. Yeah, so I think this broke out, like, I don't know if this is while we were watching the VMAs or maybe the day of, and we were just holding on to it until this week. But man, I needed a good laugh here, so, Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff, they were apparently performing a concert at some festival or something. I didn't jot down the name here. But someone managed to catch live video of a new song that they premiered during this show. And it's a track called Get Lit.
Oh boy.
So the Will Smith of the 1990s wanted you to get jiggy with it. But now he wants you to get hashtag lit squad fam life goals dab.
Oh God.
So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't normally put this on the list because this is, like, a live video, but the live video was actually clear enough that you could hear, like, the beat and the lyrics all in relation to each other, and, oh my god, this is so lame. Holy shit, dude, like, what are you doing, man? Like, dude, like, are you upset that you didn't shoot your career in the foot enough with fucking Suicide Squad?
Oh, God.
Or that collateral beauty bullshit you try to do, or you did last year.
Or even earlier, everything on this earth has evolved to kill humans. Jeez, dude, like...
Oh, damn.
This is just like your typical, like, obnoxious EDM banger, which kind of sounds like a curdled mix of, like, Deadmau5 and the Chainsmokers. It's just... And, man, his... Dude, Will Smith, like, how stiff are your bars here, man? Like, I'm pretty sure even, like, fucking Sir Mix-a-Lot at his worst still has more flow and bars than you. What are you doing, man?
You two are damn near, you two motherfuckers are damn near 50. Y'all talking about get lit? You know, and I gotta say this, where's Uncle Phil?
Yes, where is Uncle Phil to throw Jazz out of the house?
Man.
And next thing you know, and then they'll get somebody Alfonso Roberto Carlton.
It's Alfonso Ribeiro, to be precise, and yes, I now demand that someone take the audio of this and sync it to video of him doing the Carlton. I demand it.
No. Sync it up to the audio of him running around the house and the studio audience and just dragging his ass on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that too. I mean, we got to get whatever laughs out of this we can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh, dear God. I just realized.
Damn.
What if they actually have, like, audio recording of this? Like, studio recorded audio of this shit. And it gets, like, put out on, like, streaming services. And for download. And there's even, like, an album or something of all this shit.
Am I putting that new movie he got on Netflix coming soon? Wait,
he's got a Netflix movie?
Yeah, there's something involved. I think he's a cop with creatures, or it's from the same guy that did Suicide. From the same guy who directed Suicide Squad. So yeah, he linked it back with him.
And there goes the other foot.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to the next song on the list. A band that I've thankfully always just kind of ignored, even though I know they're the biggest thing in the world, or one of the biggest things in the world. U2. They apparently have a new album, Songs of Experience, coming out sometime this year. And they premiered a live video through Facebook for a new song called The Blackout. Although apparently this isn't like the first official single. That's actually coming this Wednesday, so the day you're hearing this. And yeah, The Blackout, I don't know, it's alright. It's standard, like, you know, big scale arena rock music. Everything, the guitars sound fine. U2 sounds fucking Bono sounds fine. Drums sound fine. All the instrumentation is competent, and it's just kind of there, I guess. I don't know. I don't have much commentary on this.
Well, given some of the stuff U2 has put out in the past couple of years, I have no doubt in calling this possibly the best track U2 has put out in a long while. It's simple rock for the sake of being simple rock, and they pull it off excellently. Just don't give us this album to all of us with iTunes without our consent, okay?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Man, thank God I don't think I was using a fucking iPhone at that time. Holy shit, I could not have dealt with that. But, wait, you actually pay attention to U2's career?
I kind of have to, don't I?
That's not necessary. I mean, there's plenty of careers that I don't pay attention to. Like Maroon 5's, for example.
Oh yeah, that's right. And speaking of that, they have a new song out.
Yeah, and I just gotta ask, so this is another just random single out of the blue, and the last couple of them we got, there were collaborations. There was that weird Pokemon Go video thing with Kendrick Lamar, and then the last one we had, which was some annoying collaboration with Future. So I wonder what... I like to imagine that he's probably going to be on a roll with this. He's probably just going to pick up some mediocre trap rapper that's just all the rage these days.
Yeah,
so, Adam Levine, who's your next partner in crime here? Let me guess. Is it going to be Gucci Mane? Is it going to be Lil Uzi Vert? Are you going to do a collaboration with Lil Yachty or Quavo from Migos? Come on, let's see who's right here. Okay, so let me just click the link here. So, Maroon 5, What Lovers Do, featuring SZA. What?
Wait, what the fuck?
Hey?
SZA.
Wait, SZA, as in the singer SZA, as in he got another top dog artist on his track, SZA.
Girl, SZA, why? How much did they pay you? Because no amount of money is good enough for this. This is beneath you. You are better than this.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, listen to your album. That's clear. That's pure fact that you're better than this.
Yeah, and you want to know what the worst part about this song is? Hang on, let me take another drink of water.
It means some more fake pop shit. That sound very bland and sterile and boring. Mostly boring.
Why the hell does Adam Levine think he's the fucking Weeknd? Literally, this song and his vocals on it are a straight rip of Can't Feel My Face. I'm not even kidding. If you have the stomach for it, listen to that song, then listen to Can't Feel My Face. It's the same goddamn track. Even with him doing the super nasally high voice. Dear God, he sounds like he's a fucking, like, I don't know, baby choking on something or something.
Oh boy, this song is This song is so, like I said, it is so bland. It's so goddamn sterile. It is like I say, it's like more Weeknd song except at least the Weeknd could do it better. But here, like, oh God, no, this is a lot. You wouldn't. Okay, it's Adam, stay away from Top Dog. Like, don't go Kendrick anymore. Don't go to Schoolboy. Don't go to Absol nor J Rock or any of them niggas in there. I'm never sure they want to be on there. Like, but anyway, don't go near the motherfuckers.
Yeah,
because I don't want to hear. Because I don't want to hear Moon 5 featuring Schoolboy Q. And if I hear that, and oh God, if I hear that, I would I break something?
Yeah,
fucking it might.
For old time's sake.
And speaking of breaking more shit,
gee, hang on. I had the thing closed. Let's see what's next on the list. Oh, are you fucking kidding me already? Taylor Swift already. That's it.
Second track.
I'm getting the vodka. I'm not even kidding.
Here we go again.
I'm smelling it.
I need vodka. Fuck.
Oh
me,
boy,
man.
that is ripe. God, it almost tastes like cough medicine, but Jesus Christ, look, the three of us are still trying to get over that last air quotes song that you graced us with last time around. Oh boy, I'm still feeling that vodka, goddamn. But yeah, it appears Taylor Swift thinks it's just a week later and we need another taste of November 10th's reputation with a song called Ready For It. And look, do you guys remember Shake It Off? You know, the song where she was like jokingly doing like a sort of rap-ish thing at one point?
I learned to repress that song and only think of that divine of Boogie singing Shake It Off.
I learned that that wasn't that song at all.
Well, now she's actually rapping. Like, I'm not even kidding. The beat is, and let me just get my Anthony Fantano glasses here. Trap flavored, like trap drums on this shit, and she's like writing the beat like she thinks she's some kind of pop rapper or something. I don't fucking know what the hell she thinks she's doing, and she's like singing about like her romantic and sexual prowess, how she's like some kind of, I don't know, sexual demon or some shit. And then when it gets to the chorus, which I have to give this thing at least the tiniest bit of credit, this is, at least the song technically does have a chorus, which is basically like saying at least the R-Zone had a head strap, unlike the Virtual Boy. It's technically something, but it's not saying much.
Okay.
But it's just this generic pseudo-happy EDM-ish thing, which sounds all playful and cute, but then it gets back to, oh no, Taylor Swift is hard and badass, and man.
Okay.
I need another sip of vodka.
Two things.
Oh boy.
Number one, that whole sexual demon thing. Yeah, Taylor, you're not Rias Gremory. Don't even try. And second, I don't have to say anything. Anthony Fantano will do it for me. He said it best. Doesn't Taylor Swift's new song just sound like a Bad Yeezus riff-off at the beginning?
Oh my god, shit, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Damn, I completely suppressed Yeezus. Like, wow, the Kanye West thing is really fucking her shit up now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And even stealing his style. Which,
Damn.
gee, he didn't even do it that well on that album, to be honest. God.
You know, yeah. So, argument is, why do you sound like if Future was a white girl?
Oh,
Don't even.
Future.
We don't want to hear Taylor Swift rap with auto-tune. We don't want to hear Taylor just auto-tune some bullshit like. We don't want to hear that.
I mean, wouldn't we already have, like, I'm pretty sure it's out there on the internet, like, if I would have listened to that, or a song like this, I'd just listen to, like, I don't know, some kind of, like, Shake It Off Jumpman mashup. Jumpman, that boy's up to something, woo! And no, we're not getting you any Robitussin, Taylor Swift. Pretty sure you can afford it on your own.
Yeah.
But moving on from the Salt, because I don't need another 12-minute Salt Fest, we got the last song this week, and we're going to end on a bit of a high note, a positive note, and interestingly, one that sort of brings things full circle, because on the very first one of these, the big topic that we discussed, like, at the end of the episode was about the aftermath of Mr. Frank Ocean and the stint he pulled with Blonde and Endless. And so, in the middle of the MTV Video Music Awards, he actually premiered a brand new song as part of his, blonded Apple radio program. I think it's Apple Radio or whatever.
Yeah.
Beats One Radio.
Yeah, Beat.
Oh, Beats.
That shit, that Beat. Yeah, Beats One.
With a new song called Provider. And, well, I mean, I like it. It certainly sounds like Frank Ocean. The beat is very ethereal with lots of, cool percussive accentuations here and there. The performances sound really good, even with the autotune in mind. Although there was a couple lyrics in there that kind of threw me off for a bit. The big one being, "Is you a natural blondie like Goku?" Which, I'm sorry, but, you're generally a good lyricist, Mr. Ocean, and I do like your music overall, but sir, no. I've watched me some Dragon Ball Z. I've watched enough Dragon Ball Z, at the very least enough to know that Goku is not a natural blonde. He only goes blonde when he goes Super Saiyan. So learn to use some anime, you non-weeb. Also, there's a line where he mentions something about having a stiff smile just like Aphex Twin. Which, that's not an image I ever thought I needed to see, and I kind of don't want to. Please don't put that image in my brain. I still have nightmares every time I think of his face.
Okay, so the pre-chorus is kind of, some kind of weird, eyes low, chin heavy, shoegazer, moonwalking, R.P. Stanley Kubrick. Okay.
Yeah, that was another weird one.
I guess he's 2001: A Space Odyssey or some shit, or
well, it's a good movie.
Jacket. I mean, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, I guess you must be a fan or something. Right,
makes sense. But yeah, I guess y'all have any more thoughts on this? I basically said everything I need to say.
Got nothing.
I got most of it. Yeah, it's an okay song. I will say, wow, there are actually 5 versions of this song. 5 versions of this song. Good thing went to the first one, because there's a lot, like I said, there are 5 versions. I'm gonna stick to the first one, because they got one with extended outro, alt speed, extended intro, all that shit. I'm not going too much on that.
Yeah, pretty much. So, solid track, and who knows what else he's gonna be doing, in the future with his weird radio program thing. Who knows what other awards shows he might interrupt.
Also, donuts.
Right. Donuts. Shit, I actually think there's donuts in the fridge. Oh, wait. No, wait. They're elsewhere. I will find those donuts. But yeah, that's going on a tangent. So that covers all the new song discussion for this week. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, some news topics, and then some reminiscing down the 1-year-old memory lane. So see you in about 30 seconds. And we're back. So the first news article topic we got this week is, oh god, more Taylor Swift. Save me, Bacardi.
Need the alcohol and break out the liquor.
Shit.
Again.
This is actually kind of good. It's strong, but maybe it's because I need alcohol to get me through this. Okay, so it turns out, in addition to just releasing 2 bad songs, 2 weeks in a row, she's also engaging in some rather, shall we say, shady business practices. So something that apparently is only now sort of coming to light is the fact that she's teaming up with, the concert ticketing monopoly known as Ticketmaster to partner on something called, quote, Taylor Swift Tix, powered by Ticketmaster Verified Fan, a service that claims to help get tickets in the hands of fans instead of bots or scalpers. But here's the catch here. So, okay, the Ticketmaster Verified Fan program uses an algorithm to, check if you're a scalper, bot, or, an actual person for, getting tickets and stuff to big events like Bruce Springsteen or Ed Sheeran, what have you. But at least in the case of how they're partnering with Taylor Swift for this is basically more or less like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Microtransactions? That's basically about what it is.
Yeah.
So, to quote directly from the ticketing site, watch the latest music video, purchase the album for the greatest boost, post photos, and engage on social media. Check the Taylor Swift Tix portal for the newest boosts and activities you can do every day. After fans pre-order the CD, from big box retailers, they're informed that if they'd like a guarantee, they'll receive Reputation it on the day it releases before they have to fork over an extra fucking, holy shit, $50 for timely shipping?
If I can pretty much sum this up to, this is a pay-for-play situation, and my god, it is shady.
Your boosts are automatically applied for up to 5 views per day. Watch every day, receive your boosts. Fans could also flood social media with posts about Taylor and her new record for further lower-level boosts, so...
Okay.
Yeah, basically this whole thing is just, you spend money to basically get a chance to buy a ticket. So not even like a ticket itself, but like just spend a bunch of money on Taylor Swift merchandise and you get the big chance of like possibly having a ticket for whatever her next big concert is. This is basically like a fucking Overwatch loot box, except you don't get a sexy outfit for fucking Tracer.
Yeah.
So the best ripping you off.
Yeah, this is just wow. Like, okay, if this is to counteract, bots and scalpers, Ticketmaster, just don't sell to bots and scalpers. Boost up your security, figure out who they are, and just say, no, you're not going to get to this because we've determined that you are quote unquote inauthentic. But doing this pay-for-play system of you having to buy extra stuff and promote in order to guarantee a ticket to one of our concerts, just no. Shame on you.
Shame.
Shame.
Shame,
Yeah.
you stupid fuck.
So, once again, this still sounds like it's the old Taylor Swift, because I'm pretty sure old Taylor Swift has gotten into sketchy business disputes like this before, especially with Spotify and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if this is the new Taylor Swift, and she's about as popular as New Coke.
Yeah, I can't wait for whenever her 6th album is coming out, and that's going to be the much heralded classic, The Return of the Old Taylor Swift, complete with plenty of high fructose corn syrup.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's going to be Mexican Taylor Swift with cane sugar.
Oh.
I wish, but, we can't all get what we want now, can we?
No.
Mm-mm.
But moving on to more lawsuits and litigiousness and generally shady business practices. So apparently the chick who wrote Mickey is suing a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
She's suing just about everyone.
But why could that be?
I wonder why. Could it be some very, very dumb business practices? Nah, that couldn't possibly be the case.
Apparently she's very, very mad that supposedly people have been licensing her, one big hit song, Mickey, for, use in everything. So Toni Basil is very, very mad that, the likes of Disney, South Park, Forever 21, and Viacom even have been using her song and supposedly licensing it illegally for, various purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be the direct track or like an interpolation for parody or reference, she's now, suing everyone. She'll sue you in England.
Yeah. So
just like Tom Cruise.
This is where things get a little messy because her original music label from, when she was, that big one-hit wonder in the 80s went under. So in comes Razor and Tie Direct, which acquired the rights to the song, publishing all that kind of stuff through, quote, a complex shell game. And they've pretty much had ownership of it ever since, which means they could pretty much license it out to whoever they want. This is why you have to read your contracts, kids.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, you must read the longest contracts, even if you get eye strain.
But, like, I'm not even sure why she's wasting the effort to sue here, because she had quite the prolific career, you know, even before this and after this shit. Just go watch Todd in the Shadow's One Hit Wonderland video on Mickey. She's done fucking everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it isn't like she's hurting for money at the moment, or, like, any kind of work. She seems to be doing perfectly fine for herself. And that's putting it lightly. So, again, I just don't see the point of this. It's kind of a waste of resources. But whatever, I don't make the rules of music lawsuits and whatnot. But moving on to our next story here. So, apparently, recently, one of the most iconic recording studios in the country, especially in the city of New York, Avatar Studios, or often known as Power Station, was closed down on August 28th, evidently purchased by, of course, the Berklee College of Music.
Of course.
So, but yeah, this is one of the biggest, like, music studios for, like, this thing has been open basically since 1977, at least as far as its incarnation as a studio. Apparently it was actually literally a power plant at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the likes of albums such as Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, David Bowie's Let's Dance, Bob Dylan's Infidels were recorded at this place, as well as various other albums from a whole multitude of artists. Just citing from the Wikipedia article here, just to give you a few, the Arctic Monkeys, Aerosmith, Kings of Leon, The Clash, Duran Duran, The Strokes, Sum 41, Porcupine Tree, apparently.
Yeah, they recorded in absentia at Avatar Studios.
Ooh, very nice.
Or was it Deadwing? Hold on, let me do a quick search of... I just need to just make sure I'm actually getting all this stuff right. But along with that, quite a bit of Drink Their albums were either recorded and produced or mixed at Avatar Studios. Falling into Infinity, Systematic Chaos, and Black Cloud Silver Linings, they were all recorded and produced there. Scenes from Memory was also mixed at Avatar Studios. That's kind of been one of the biggest studios they ever work with, you know, along with Bear Tracks and Cove City.
Yeah, there's some history all tied up in this place. Shit, even John Bon Jovi reportedly worked as a janitor here before he got famous.
Yeah.
But as for the time being, it's still kind of unclear as to what specifically is going to happen with the space. They said that, according to a report from Variety, the rumor is that, quote, after significant upgrades, it will remain dedicated to music in some form. The hope is that it will be available to artists wishing to rent the rooms, in addition to Berklee students. Mm-hmm. It may also serve as the Broadway community as a place to record cast albums.
Take it from someone who went to recording school. You need hands-on training, so having a studio like this under your umbrella, it could actually prove to be pretty beneficial.
Yeah, gotta love the advantages of musical academia. Hoo boy. But yeah, that's such a storied legacy there, and to see it just kind of, I mean, if it's still dedicated to music in some fashion, I imagine there's probably got to be some pretentious Berklee kid who's like, I feel the spirits of all these legendary musicians inside of me. I'm channeling it. Mama say, mama sa, mama cosa.
It's in my soul. It's in my head. It's in my dick.
Oh God, anything with that. Going too far, Mark. I don't need that image. Besides, that's like something I would say.
That's true.
You're stealing my material there, man.
Mm-hmm.
First you steal those vacation photos of me with the shark, and now you're stealing my jokes.
Hey, I need the money.
Next thing you know, he'll go after that embarrassing photo of you from the Christmas party.
Ha! Joke's on you. I don't go to parties. I'm locked in here all the time, alone by myself with my thoughts. But anyway, enough of my pathetic bullshit. Let's move on to the last story this week. So yeah, a little bit of more uplifting news after the minor bits of downer or aggravating news that were the last three. So take it away, Alex.
Yeah, so a little while ago, Metallica decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give our album some super fancy remasters and box sets, of which I own the box sets for Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. They're fantastic. They got a lot of stuff in there. They're jam-packed with all sorts of goodies. So it was only a matter of time before Master of Puppets would get the same treatment. And sure enough, on November 10th, Master of Puppets, the Master of Puppets album, we'll be getting a special deluxe box set release, including, of course, a brand new remaster on vinyl and CD. And oh my god, my wallet's going to cry when this comes out because...
Ew, boy.
Yeah. Between Your Name, Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and this, I'm going to be very happy at Christmas, but very broke before. But anyway, let me get into what is in this box set, because there's a lot of stuff. There's, of course, the album on 180-gram vinyl and on CD. There is a 140-gram 2LP vinyl copy of their concert at the Aragon Ballroom on May 25th, 1986, which is always cool to have. There is a CD of interviews, from magazines and radio and all that kind of stuff. A CD of rough mixes, a CD of riffs, demos, and outtakes from the Vols, which is always fun. A CD of their concert on tour with Ozzy at the Meadowlands from April 1986. A CD of their concert with on tour with Ozzy in Hampton, Virginia from August of 1986. A CD of Jason Newsted's audition with the band and a concert from the Reseda Country Club in Reseda, California in November of 1986. A CD of their concert in Essen, West Germany from January of 87. And this is what really got me interested. There is a cassette with a digital download card of a fan recording of their show from Stockholm, Sweden on September 26th, 1986. And this is kind of important because this was the last show that Cliff Burton ever played with the band before the bus accident.
Damn.
Yeah, so that immediately made this a must-own for me. Like, I have to have this in my possession. But along with that, there's also a DVD of their concert from Detroit, Michigan in April 1986 with a lot of previously unreleased stuff. A concert on DVD from their show in Roskilde, Denmark from July of 86. Included on this is a special for MTV Heavy Metal Mania from way back in 86. A lot of it previously unreleased. And a DVD featuring their concert from Nagoya, Japan, November of 86, along with some additional interviews. All of which comes with a special hardcover book with a whole bunch of photographs and interviews and all sorts of awesome, cool stuff. It's $175, but I'm sure on Amazon and in retailers it'll be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. Funny thing, as you were going through all that, I literally just hit play on the unboxing video that's linked here in the Blabbermouth piece. Fucking hell, they crammed a lot of shit in here. Yeah. Like, I'm halfway through it, I'm at the point where he's just now getting to, like, the CDs included. The buttons, and, I think, that's the tape it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, this is... So so what's the cheapest that you think it's gonna get on Amazon, to be honest?
Well, I took a look.
I'm not seeing this getting any cheaper than like $150.
I took a look on Amazon a little while ago just to see if because they still have some of the box sets for Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning on there. The Kill 'Em All box set is still on there for $120, and Ride the Lightning is on there for $110. So it will get cheaper over time.
Possibly. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. So, yeah, if I somehow manage to have a spare, I don't know, $175 lying around by the time this thing mainly drops, or like $150 at least by the time this thing drops, I might shell out for it myself.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Sounds like a plan.
I know the record store I go to, they actually had both the sets in stock when I bought them. So, yeah, I'll get that probably on Black Friday, which we should be getting that list sometime soon.
Hopefully. But, yeah, that basically just about covers the big news topics we had here. So now, we're just going to kick back for a bit, and this is the part where we reminisce on our favorite memories of doing this podcast, as well as maybe some insight into how we do things down here, which maybe won't be that interesting to you, but I assume someone might. Any amateur podcasters out there. So, go ahead.
I said we know you're listening out there, amateur podcasters.
Pretty much. So I guess might as well start off with how we do the actual preparation for this thing. So, yeah, basically throughout the week between, like, we usually record these on Monday, so between, like, the Tuesday and, like, right after, and then the Monday we record, it's just us kind of, like, just throwing shit into our special, like, chat log thing that we have for cataloging shit and making bad jokes at the expense of certain Surreal Resolution staff owners. And we're just collecting those stories. I usually keep, like, a Word document handy, because, you know, I obviously gotta catalog this shit. I have, like, every one for every episode we've ever done, like, saved here. Like, it might actually take up too much space on my computer. I might have to buy some external hard drives, because I only got one on me right now. But yeah, then I just gotta throw them all in here, and then I try to organize them in a manner that seems logically coherent. I'm aware most of the time it usually doesn't. I think there was only ever, like, one episode where everything managed to, like, flow into each other. That's only because I was actually trying to do some good segues. I gotta get better at that, I swear. But yeah, I do at least try to organize, like, you know, in a cohesive flow. You know, like, because I'll admit there are times when I feel like it's a little imbalanced. Like, I might throw too many metal songs back to back, and then Mark doesn't have a chance to speak for a while, and we need Mark to speak, man. Why else is he here?
I'm somewhat... what they say. What they say.
You're an important part of this podcast, sir, and we value your contributions. So yeah, then we all record. We're all actually running Audacity right now simultaneously at the same time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because it's like what I picked up from Tyler and company doing those couple times I was on the training stage. And it actually kind of works, because I know most people like to do that, just record the Skype call, which, I'm not sure of any way I can do that for free. I think Skype makes you pay for that shit.
Somebody does.
And second, this just makes it easier to, like, edit individual mistakes out of the audios and align everything more clearly. So you're not worried about, like, you know, weird gaps or stutters or pauses or whatnot. And bizarro tangents about milk steak. But, yeah, then they all send that shit to me once we're done every Monday. And then I just get to work immediately trying to piece everything together. I usually try to at least have, like, half of the episode done, or at least the new song discussion done before I decide to fuck off and go to bed. Because, you know, I like doing this podcast, but I also like sleep. Sleep is a very good thing.
But yeah, fun fact, when Alex's part gets done, it takes him mostly a few minutes. My part takes almost 30 minutes to either get exported, then upload, then send to him. The point is, man, that sucks.
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. But at least it works. At least it's functional.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happens. I get the second half of the episode, and funny thing, the part that always seems to take me like the longest amount of time that I struggle on is trying to figure out what to actually name the episodes every week. Because I usually just don't have a clue, like... I know there was a point where, like, way back at the beginning when I was just throwing the random headlines and stuff into the actual titles and descriptions, but that was like, that's too much work and it takes up too much character space on YouTube. So, like, I'll just do the thing. I'll just come up with some snappy title and then Photoshop a logo for it or something. Which, by the way, yes, those thumbnails are Photoshopped by me. I am so very sorry. Look, we can't have John do all the graphic design stuff for us, you know? Although we do appreciate whatever graphic design work you do for us, including the logo. Yeah, Mr. King Ice himself is our graphic guy, and he came up with the logo and shit, so very good to know. And then, of course, we have the times where, like, you know, Alex can't make it. In that case, he just kind of, like, records, you know, off the premises and then fucking sends that shit over to me.
I guess we're calling where just me and Rob, and where a few times where he try to call me, but Skype won't work, because Skype is a bitch. Because it always be broken and shit. Yeah,
this setup sometimes gives us problems. Shit, I remember way back when I was doing this on my freaking main desktop computer, the fucking Audacity and Skype couldn't handle being run at the same time. And so, if you ever go back to those episodes and you listen and you hear, like, awkward gaps or stutters in the audio, there's why. As soon as I ended up with this new laptop here, with an Intel Core i3 Inside processor. Yeah, the recording things started going so much more smoothly.
Yeah. And speaking of things going smoothly, I'm still glad I got a new mic. Like by the time, like I got it by the time when like it was third episode when after the Oscars came out, I was like, oh, I got a new mic. I can actually record so I can record something, and I don't sound like I'm far away or like I'm mumbling.
Actually, I think this might have been by the time the Grammys happened. Like, I think it was the episode right after that where you finally got the mic. And that was around the time I finally got this Yeti mic, and instead of... okay, fun little behind-the-scenes thing if you want a clue of how noobish I am when it comes to recording this shit. So, when I was recording those earlier episodes, all I had was, like, a blue... The snowball mic, you know the one. And for some reason, the volume always came out really low in Audacity, and so I had to constantly, just double-click just to amplify the volume and turn up the gain and whatnot. It wasn't until eventually, like... I think the day after I got this thing and was trying to set it up that I realized I never actually had Audacity set to picking up the USB mic. Instead, it was just using my main computer's internal mic.
Oh.
I'm not a very smart person, in case you can't tell.
Well, as for me, I just have the usual mics I've had for a while. I have... I have a Technica mic that I used for a while, although I've switched to the Sennheiser microphone that I got for school, along with, a little boom stand I bought a while ago with a pop filter, running into my MacBook Pro, which again I got for school. And I do have this thing where I'm always inconsistent with my volume control. I can never tell if I'm too loud or too quiet, so I have on my interface, I have the volume turned up pretty much to 9 because these microphones don't pick up too much noise on my end. But that does lead to clipping every now and then, which, sorry about that.
It's cool. I mean, I'm usually still able to, use this shit, so your audio is still usable. But yeah, I guess that mainly takes care of, all the technical behind-the-scenes work of how I do this shit. The only other thing to mention is usually, every Thursday night I'll usually put together the clips and slideshow stuff for the video, which because my computer is slow as shit and I'm rendering this shit in fucking I think it's let me double check here Premiere. Yeah, there we go. I usually end up leaving it to render overnight. While I'm sleeping because reasons. I mean, I gotta use my computer for, listening to more music and watching Fairy Tale and funny YouTube videos about recreating the ultimatum from Regular Show. God, I'm hungry now. But yeah, that basically is all the tech jargon and whatnot. That's significantly less detailed than a Radio Dead Air Tech Q&A. You're welcome? But now I guess we might as well talk about what have been our favorite moments from the first year of doing this here podcast thing. So I'll let Alex go first here.
Okay, well, some of my favorite moments of this show would have to be the saga of William H. Corgan v. TNA, now known as Global Force Wrestling, because that was some weird stuff.
That was all you, buddy.
Yeah, that was fun to do. And for me, the moments that stick out are the moments where I lost my mind, such as hearing that terrible Steve Aoki Ghost in the Shell track where, yes, I turned Super Saiyan for a couple minutes in absolute rage. Then came the start of a gag where, well, Rob, you completed the trifecta tonight of why is so-and-so sounding like The Weeknd? Or why is this sound like Dram? We've all done that at least once, and that was pretty fun.
Yep. I remember... Okay, yeah, the first one, that was... Shit, now that I think about it, that's almost coming, full circle, because when Alex did it, it was that Fall Out Boy Young and Menace track, and he, stepped away, then came back here, then was the Macklemore Lil Yachty, a.k.a. Mark's first fuck you Rob moment.
Oh, yeah.
At least I remember.
All the fuck you Rob moments, those were fun, too.
Yeah, what is this? The training stage? Oh man, that's one of the only salty Mark moments I could think of. But oh man, it was glorious. Yeah, and then me doing it today, just to, bring things full circle.
Yep. Always a lot of fun. Then
and go ahead.
I was just going to say, the moment where a while ago I unleashed my inner black metal scream trying to do a terrible Shawn Mendes cover because, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I heard the aftermath of that. Also, damn.
Yeah.
That song was terrible.
It is.
Yeah. But then my favorite shows would have to be the award shows we've done, like for the Grammys, the VMAs, and even the Revolver Awards show that you and I both did.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I still remember falling asleep during the Dave Mustaine performance. That was... And I'm not even kidding, I was chugging Red Bull and everything, and somehow I was still going the fuck to sleep. Not to mention, I still remember staying up until 4 a.m. on a Saturday morning once to record that fucking Rolling Stone Top 100 Metal albums.
Oh, yeah, that was...
But, that led to some good shit, I will admit, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I will say, and I can mention this, we'll say, during, this whole year of, looking at what's news in music, can you agree that the biggest thing that happened to this is, of course, the dumpster fire?
Yes!
oh my, that whole shit happening was a blessing. It was like a whole carrying of what the fuck was going on around here from Ja Rule to whatever the fuck Billy McFucker is.
Billy McFarland.
Yeah,
we got your name, motherfucker. We got receipts.
man, that kept just giving for days and days and days. And thinking would it be one for next year for those who dumb enough to actually go there, but still gotta say if y'all dumb enough to do that shit again, y'all just sort of lose money.
Straight up, man. That was... Oh, man. Are we ever going to get a single story that's that perfect ever again? Just... Oh, man.
Probably not for a long time.
Only time could tell.
Oh, man. That was so beautiful, man.
But yeah, there's been a lot of moments that I've here, from the award shows, when the award shows hosts who did. I will say my other shining moment here is me on the first Decibel Boost album roundup. Me discussing DJ Khaled's Grateful, and oh boy, that was a long. Yeah, I know it was long, but damn, so was that fucking album.
Yeah, it certainly sounded like you were dragging almost as long as from what I hear the album itself. You were recreating that experience in real time.
Yep. Yeah. Because I didn't want to make it too long. But you know what? That's just how I felt about that album. We'll say that's another moment of my shine. But I also do whenever we nerd out about Adult Swim music, because as we are fans of Adult Swim, and we always do love them when they put some new shit out, because they do cater towards every genre, from metal, hip hop, rock, some real pop. That time was where it's oh shit, this is where we can sort of connect. Which do that sort of thing about that.
Yeah, it's always fun to see what fresh surprise they got down the pipeline. Always keeps us on our toes, so we're not always just sticking in our comfort zones,
Yep.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you my favorite Mark moment of the podcast. It was during the Grammy Awards when he slammed down on a desk. And it sounded very painful.
Yeah.
Physical comedy for the sake of the audience. That's why we keep you around, although I certainly hope you went to a doctor after that. I didn't want you to get splinters or, a case of broken wrist.
I want to find I do try to provide, some physical comedy, but not enough to hurt myself.
Yeah, that sounds like it was very painful, sir. But,
Yeah,
you know,
he did.
you gotta do it for the comedy. You gotta do it for the sake of the audience, man. And, I guess that just leaves me, you know, truth be told, like, my favorite parts is, like, favorite individual moments. I'm not sure if I have that many, like, myself as far as own highlights. It always seems like you guys have the more, I guess, standout moments of your zones. But I will say, like, yeah, the Fire Festival, just gathering all the news for that and piecing it together, I was laughing my goddamn ass off the whole fucking time. It's just, you're never gonna get anything that good again. Like, holy shit. And yeah, I mean, I think I need more personal freakout moments. Like, I feel like the only time I ever got, like, memorably salty was that Taylor Swift song from last week. Because it just forced something in you.
Yeah.
And I guess if I think, like, outside of doing this podcast, like, well, at least outside of the main recording, I do love whenever I have to, like, forcibly come up with the thumbnails, because I'm always not sure, like, what I could come up with, because there's so much stuff that comes up in any episode. Trying to pick a single one to, like, be an attractive, you know, standout is a bit of a challenge. I still think of all of my thumbnails, my personal favorite is when I photoshopped Mac DeMarco into some Salt Bay memes.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
You know, because he was looking for a memester to run his fan club or whatever. Memes are love and life, man. What are you doing? God, what else? Of course, let's not forget back in May, I think. Yeah, May. I'm actually looking through the Decibel Boost page right now on the site. When I just went off for, like, fuck knows how many minutes about that Death Grips Mega Mix. You know, unleashing my inner melon, because apparently I'm the only one here that cares about Death Grips. Seriously, I don't get why you guys aren't as into Death Grips as I am. They're fucking great!
I like them too. Maybe I was big but I think some of this shit.
Not good enough, Mark. You need to have every Death Grips album. Everyone. Even the ex-military mixtape. It goes, guillotine. Shit, my throat hurts now. Yeah, there's, I will say, though, there was one moment that kind of bugged me, because I'm very anal retentive about getting the shit scheduled and out on time and all. So whenever there's some kind of disruption, like a serious disruption, that does kind of, like, annoy me a little bit. Like, the only time I think it ever happened where I got really serious was that one weekend where I got fucking bronchitis. We had to skip a week because I was still recovering that day, and plus we didn't really have any stories and shit, like, for that week, so it was just like,
oh, I remember that week. That was, you know what? I don't want to make it that week.
Yeah,
that was like in the first 10 episodes or so.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
just like my throat was like killing me and everything.
I think around that time we all got sick for some reason. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like, I think of this again. Like the last week, it's like, or a couple weeks ago, it's like we all got sick for some unknown reason. Unless Skype is trying to get us sick or something.
But no, that was like last week or 2 weeks ago. This is again way back within the first 10 episodes. And yeah, I mean, I managed to get the audio out at least, but I think that's the one episode that still hasn't made it to YouTube, as far as I know. What episode was it? Oh yeah, shit. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, I think it was episode 9. As I titled it, the obligatory fuck Martin Shkreli episode.
Oh yeah, that douchebag.
Shit, I don't even remember what the story was. I just literally say, like, in the description, Martin Shkreli can choke on our smoked meat logs.
That was when he bought that really expensive Wu-Tang Clan album.
Oh, and he said he played. Damn, you know what? No, I just know what it is, and I don't want to say it again.
Yeah, but there's been some good times all around, man. Just this is something I actually do look forward to every week, if I can get a little serious for a moment. This has become, like, part of my routine. It's fun to, like, research the topics and pick out new songs and, you know, hell, even sometimes check out stuff that I never would have thought to listen to before, thanks to these two compatriots of mine here. Y'all are... God, what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all are broskays. Now, whether that's Broske Higashikata or Broske Hanamura, take your pick, whether you're a JoJo or Persona guy. And so, with all seriousness, to anybody who's been listening to this for like the past year or so, who shared it around with all your friends, your mom, your friends' moms, your mom's friends, your dogs, thank you very much. All that shit really does mean a lot to all three of us here. And hopefully we can keep this thing going for forever and ever, 100 years, 1,000, forever adventures, Decibel Boost, .surrealresolution.com, 100 years.
Yes, we can't forget all the Rick and Morty references we have to throw in.
All the JoJo references.
Every Adult Swim reference.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah, that. Yuri on Ice references.
Mm-hmm.
What other kinds of references have we thrown in here? Well, I mean, I'm sure there's the occasional It's Always Sunny reference.
There's that.
And, you know, I'm trying to remember now. What episode was it where we started doing the random intro segue thing?
I don't know. Not for there right away. Or just episode 3.
Yeah, probably around there, because I think I picked up on that from when Mark, first episode where he was on, because he wasn't on the pilot. He was on our second episode after, because I remember our original planned third share was unable to make it during that recording session because reasons, and they got really busy. So yeah, I just reached out to Mark. I slid into his DMs real quick.
And
that was really gross. I apologize.
Okay, yeah. And I accepted the call.
And so I just picked up on that. I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, you know what? We could probably do this every week.
And the rest,
I'm not even.
And the rest is history that we were born to make.
It is drunk history, in fact. Man, I'm really gonna put this bottle away, man. I don't even know I have it here. But yeah, so that's. And of course, all the Tyler roasting, all the constant back and forth between the Danking Stage and Decibel Boost, us being the 2 longest running podcasts on this goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, me technically being more on schedule than he is half the time.
Damn.
I'm never gonna let you forget that, Tyler. But yeah, shit, that's basically everything I had to say, as far as the fun times of this here cast, pod.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and now we all look forward to year 2. Now, where's that mixtape?
It's coming.
It's coming.
Along with the Christmas album and my black metal debut.
Wait, are you saying the Christmas album isn't the mixtape? I thought that's what we agreed on. Yo, look, Tyler, dude, you gotta get on a call with us. We gotta straighten our shit out. I thought the Christmas mixtape was happening. Including the lead single, Happy Holidays, Piglet Sanchez. And Booty Booty Bitches at the North Pole featuring Barney the Dinosaur. And Thomas the Tank Engine.
Don't forget about the Pink Guy feature.
And Cal Chichester.
Oh boy. I'm a rapman too.
First of all, Cal, you're not from the West Side. You're from, Michigan? Wyoming?
I'm a rapman too. I got good light and the internet.
Cal. We gotta get Cal on this podcast.
Yeah.
I don't even want Fantano. I want Cal here. But yeah, so with all that done, now we just got one last thing to take care of here, and that's the new album releases for the week of September 8th, 2017. Starting from the top, we have the newest album from Arch Enemy, titled Will to Power. Stray from the Path with their latest Nazi punching record, Only Death is Real. Zola Jesus with her new album, Okovi. Living Color coming back their newest album, Shade. Mute Math have a new release called Play Dead. Deerhoof's newest album, Mountain Moves. Death from Above, formerly known as Death from Above 1979, with their newest album, Outrage. And last but not least, we have the posthumous final release from country musician, rock musician Greg Allman with Southern Blood. And so now, as always, let us sign out and get the hell out of here. So, Mr. Alex, where can they find you on the internets?
The same place you can find me for, the past 8 years. Aura of Azure on Twitter, and direct all your hate mail to Kokiri Kid 3.
Boy. Mark, what about you?
As always, I'm on Twitter at MacHybridMedia, and of course on my own site, the Hybrid One, at thehybrid1.wordpress.com. I'm taking a bit of a break most of this month, or at least not doing as much, because let's face it, I did shit all summer.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, as for me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobBarracuda. You can also email me, robert@surrealresolution.com, if you have questions, comments, concerns, fan mail, hate mail, and inquiries for business things. I'm always checking, because I gotta be doing something with my spare time. Of course, subscribe to the podcast on Google Play and iTunes. New audio-only episodes go up every Wednesday. Video goes up every Friday or so on my YouTube channel. Just search Rob Barracuda or Decibel Boost Podcast. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell tab so you're always notified whenever new episodes of the podcast go up. And, of course, this is the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution, which you can follow on Twitter at Surreal Rezo. Visit online, www.surrealresolution.com, and find the podcast on its own subdomain, decibelboost.surrealresolution.com. And of course, while you're there, listen to all the past episodes of our podcast, as well as listen to our other podcasts as well. If you like anime, check out Podcast O&A. If you like movies, check out Salty Flicks. And if you like gaming, well, we got nothing good for you, so just go to a different site. Have you tried Easy Allies? I hear they have a good gaming podcast. I mean, what the heck is a training stage anyway? I mean, that sounds like something someone just made up because we're dumb and stupid. Be sure to check out a lot of our great written content as well. In case you missed it, I pumped out 3 reviews last week. So if you haven't seen those by now, you can check out my thoughts on Queens of the Stone Age's villains, Brendan Small's Galacticon 2 Become the Storm, and Lepers' Melina. I'll probably elaborate on those further in the album roundup if you're a podcast-only type of person. You know, be sure to jump into our Discord chat for reasons. And of course, as always, shout out to the homie producer, Mr. E, for graciously letting me use this music for this podcast for the past year at this point, and for probably the next couple years to follow. Links to his shit down in the description. Well, once again, thank you for joining us for another week of songs, salt, memes, and just general nonsense and tomfoolery. And we'll be back next week, of course, with the start of year 2. So, until next time, right juice!